Gail Pruslin. Welcome to No Cover, Montclair TV 34's new show featuring live music, conversation. There's never a cover, but there's always a good time. Welcome. Today we have with us Dan Rauchwerk. Dan and his brother Noah are part of a duo called the Lords of Liechtenstein. And we're so happy to have you here with us today, Dan.
It's so great to be here, Gail.
Thanks for coming. Thanks. So I'm going to just talk a little bit. We'll have a little conversation, and then you'll play some songs for us. And again, we're really thrilled to have you here, especially since it's our very first show. So it's really great that you're able to be here with us.
Oh yeah, I'm really pumped.
Very exciting, very exciting. So the Lords of Liechtenstein, perhaps you can just tell us a little bit about the name of your group.
Sure. So Liechtenstein in this case is a reference not to the character in A Knight's Tale. I think he's a Lord of Liechtenstein actually, but to the country in Western Europe. And we just settled on the name because Liechtenstein's just this bizarre place. You can rent it out for corporate functions. Snoop Dogg tried to rent it out to shoot a music video, and they only didn't let him because he didn't ask far enough in advance. And just bizarre things happen there. In World War I, they actually gained soldiers. Nobody died, and one of the Italians decided he wanted to come live in Liechtenstein too, so they came back with 81 soldiers, and they had left with 80, so it's just interesting place.
Okay. And is that a place you've ever visited, or do you think they should invite you?
They should
do
invite
a tour.
me.
You need to do a tour.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
all 10 miles of Liechtenstein.
Well, I'll be there, so just let me know. We'll just book the flight. Okay, so that's great. And you, your music has been characterized as a quirky folk music duo. And I was just thinking about that word, quirky. I looked that up, and the definition for quirky is out of the box, unusual, unconventional, and kinky. And I was wondering if you thought that was an apt description for what you guys do, or you don't have to talk about the kinky part, or just how would you characterize the music that you and Noah make?
Sure, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily describe it as kinky, especially because my parents will probably be watching this, but definitely outside of the box and quirky. We like to kind of take perspectives on different topics that we write about that other people haven't necessarily done before, and we kind of have an unusual way of interacting with each other on stage, and so we like to be weird. We consider weird a compliment.
Okay, that sounds great. And you're the older brother.
Yes.
And how did you guys start playing? I think I read that as soon as he was born, you immediately sang together. Is that true, or how did this evolve, this duo?
He actually didn't sing that much when he was little. I do have family videos of me just like dragging him around the living room, trying to get him to come play with me. But he started playing piano, my brother Noah, when he was 6 years old. And by that time, I had just picked up guitar, and so we started to jam together. And our music wasn't good by any means, but it was a good time. And so we started from there, and then think about 5 years later, we made it officially a band.
And you play guitar. What other instruments do you play, and what about Noah?
I play tenor banjo as well, and I dabble in the mandolin, but I would not call myself a mandolin player.
Okay.
And then
Working
Noah.
on that?
Yeah, I'd still got to work on that. And then Noah is one of those incredibly annoyingly talented people who can just play anything that he wants. So
Hate those kind of people. No,
yeah,
no. But we like Noah.
it drives me
I
nuts.
get him. He's a nice guy.
He plays drums, he plays piano, he plays ukulele, he can play guitar. He can just pick things up and figure them out. I'm sure if I let him touch my banjo, he'd play it better than I do. So I keep that away from him.
Well, that's exciting. Gives you, I guess, a lot of versatility in what you can do together.
Yes.
So why don't we just stop talking for a few minutes and play? You can play a couple of songs and tell us what you're going to play, and just set them up a little bit for
Okay.
us.
So the first song I'm going to play is a reggae song called Harder, and it's the only reggae song that I know of that's about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. So. You got to love your neighbor harder to keep your head above the water. You got to love your neighbor harder, or else we'll perish by the fire. Oh. all the children dying in the streets. Look at all the families who beg for bread to eat. You go to pray with your head held high in this your citadel. You say it looks like heaven, to me it feels like hell. Whoa, you got to love your neighbor harder, to keep your head above the water. You got to love your neighbor harder, else we'll all perish by the fire. You say this land is your land, I say this land is mine, and we will keep on fighting until the end of time. Unless you give a little and I give a little more, I'd rather live in a tiny house in a country free from war. You got to love your neighbor harder, to keep your head above the water. You got to love your neighbor harder, else we'll all perish by the fire. For love is a leader, doesn't require bloody sacrifice. And love is a teacher, speaks to all without thinking twice. Yeah, love is a creature, knows no higher power. If God is the thunder, then love is the shower. Yiggy-oh. So I will drop my weapon and I will walk away. It is yours to take now, do with it as you may. But if you leave it lying in the sand next to mine, then we shall become holy, and this one will be divine. You got to love your neighbor harder, to keep your head above the water. You got to love your neighbor harder, else we'll all perish by the fire. You got to love your neighbor harder, to keep your head above the water. You got to love your neighbor harder, else we'll all perish by the fire. So, this next song that I'm going to play for you is off of the same album as Harder, and it's actually the title track off of our most recent release, which is called Siberia. There's a place in this earth where you can be the queen, sitting on your throne, surveying the scene. Your subjects wouldn't care that you're crazy and you're mean, or that you like stupid music and your nose looks like a bean. Oh, Siberia, oh, Siberia. I hear that it's so cold, there's no bacteria, so you can't get diseases like diphtheria. Doesn't it sound nice? Now get the hell away from me. Tried to remove myself from your deadly snares, 'cause I got sick of dealing with your smiles mixed with glares. So I found you a nice place with some snuggly polar bears. Promise they won't eat you, but if they do, who cares? Oh, Siberia, oh, Siberia. The upside is they have a cafeteria, though the food they serve might give you diarrhea. But you're probably not hungry after feasting on my soul. Every time I'm over you renew the attack. I keep pushing you away, and you just keep coming back. perfection, almost as cold as your heart. Come on! I made some plans to ship you out of here. Next time you mess with someone, you'd best be damn sure it's not me. So this one is a reggae song about an Ethiopian dictator named Haile Selassie, who a bunch of people like, but I think is a jerk. This song is called King Selassie, Come Let Me Down. Rastafari come stop them slaves. Rastafari come fight so brave. Rastafari come take your crown. King Selassie come let me down. When Ethiopia needs you most, you go to live on an English coast. Italians come take my town. King Selassie come let me down. You shut yourself away when threats arose. Are you just a devil in an angel's clothes? You come to save us with a big brass band. Everybody wanna shake your hand. Then Somalia attack our land. King Selassie, come let me down. You shut yourself away when threats arose. Are you just a devil in an angel's clothes? My belly's empty, I got no food. They tend to put me in a bitter mood. You and your cronies feast uptown. King Selassie, I'll take you down. You shut yourself away when threats arose. Are you just a devil in an angel's clothes? You shut yourself away when threats arose. Are you just a devil in an angel's clothes? You just a devil in an angel's clothes. You just a devil in an angel's clothes. So the next song that I'm gonna play for you is kind of a sad one, and it's the last song on the album, and it's about a mother who's dying of starvation and hopes her baby won't go the same way. And it's called I Am Hungry. And the words in the chorus that you may not understand are I am hungry in 3 different indigenous languages. Do I explain to my baby that I've run out of ways to fill his bowl? There's no food left in the village, and hunger has begun to take its toll. I've rooted through the neighbor's garbage,
losing both dignity and pride. But I discard the veil of status to somehow fill this emptiness inside. Inadayun warabay dinetara. You may not know the words, but you can understand the pain. Whichever language they're crying in, all people cry the same. At last, the war is over. The troops come home not caring if they've won. But now they face a greater evil, one that they cannot kill with guns. Inadayun whichever language they're crying in, our people cry the same. Now the land is dry and the crops are gone, but cruel, cruel life keeps us hanging on. Will you listen to my hunger song and sing it to the world? Once I am gone. Above the skies begin to darken, clouds rumble with the promise of the rain. While I fear it is too late for me now, I pray that water will ease my baby's pain. The land is dry and the crops are gone, but cruel, cruel life keeps us hanging on. Will you listen to my hunger song and sing it to the world? Once I am gone.
But it would be safe to keep your distance until there.
No secret that will often make you smile.
Reliable sources say that chicken soup has found their way out of this dangerous, but until they are returned.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back. I'm Gail Prusland, and you've been watching No Cover, Montclair TV 34's new music program of live performance and conversation. And tonight's guest, this evening's guest, has been Dan Rauchwerk. And Dan and his brother, Noah, are part of a duo called the Lords of Liechtenstein. And thank you for playing those songs.
Thanks for giving me the time to play them.
Yeah, they're really beautiful and very, very thoughtful, so very moving. So it's been really a pleasure having you here. I just have a couple more questions for you.
Okay.
And I was wondering, this show is called No Cover, and I was wondering if you could tell us, Dan, if there is an artist or a group that you would like to cover one of your songs. Who would that be?
Ooh, I would say Dawes. It's a great for the viewers who don't know them. I know you're a big fan. Dawes is a great kind of folk rock band, and it would just be an honor to have them play one of our songs because I respect them so much. So.
Well, maybe that will happen one day. So
Hopefully.
you never know. Right? You never know. And I know that you have some gigs coming up.
Yes.
You have a show at the Outpost in the Burbs. At Outpost in the Burbs coming up, you'll be opening for Ian Matthews. Ian Matthews was a founder of Fairport Convention and had his own band, Matthews Southern Comfort, and has also had a lot of solo work. And he'll be playing. He lives in Holland, but he'll be here. And you have a gig at Bitter End in New York,
great.
so that's exciting.
Yeah.
And tell everybody how they can find out about you.
Sure. So they can visit our website. We list all our shows on our gig calendar, and that's www.thelordsoflichtenstein.com. And people shouldn't have to worry about spelling because it kind of auto-corrects. It's used to people misspelling Lichtenstein. And then I would also highly recommend that people like us on Facebook. Just look up facebook.com/LordsNJ. That's LORDSNJ. And we post funny things on there, and we'll also let people know about upcoming shows.
Okay. So again, it's been really great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
And again, my name is Gail Pruslin, and this has been No Cover. We look forward to having you join us again. We hope that you've enjoyed our first show, and it's been really fun having our guest, and we look forward to more shows and having you join us. What we're going to do now, we're going to close out with a video of Dan and Noah performing as the Lords of Lichtenstein, and you'll get to see both of them playing. So again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.
So this song is called Do You. 1, 2, let's get lit. But how can that be? It's something you do to me that will make me stay, and you may redeem yourself if only for today. You ready? All right, stop. Change your words around. Try to say different things, but I have found I always know just what you mean. Do do